15 flirty behaviors men can't hide when they're into you. Have you ever found yourself thinking, is he into me? Maybe he's been acting a little differently around you lately, and you're not sure if it's just in your head, or if something more is going on. Well, here's the thing, he's probably into you, and his body language, voice, and small actions are betraying him in ways he doesn't even realize. Men might try to play it cool, but their subconscious will give them away every time. What if I told you there are 15 flirty signs he can't hide, no matter how hard he tries? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be able to read him like a book, and trust me, there's a juicy twist at the end that you won't want to miss. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sci Insight, where we crack the code on human behavior and attraction. If you love decoding those little signals that reveal someone's true feelings, even when they're trying to hide them, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the 15 flirty behaviors men just can't hide when they like you. Some of these signs are so subtle that most women miss them, but once you know what to look for, you'll never be left wondering again. Before we dive in, take a quick second to hit that like button, comment below, and share this video with your friends. It helps spread this valuable knowledge so more people like you can decode attraction with confidence. Ready to discover the signs that are screaming he's into you? Let's go! 1. His eyes keep searching for you. Imagine this, you're at a crowded event, maybe a party, and despite everything happening around him, his eyes keep wandering in your direction. You catch him looking at you, and the second he realizes, he quickly looks away. But don't be fooled, it's not just a random glance. Men, especially when they're attracted to you, can't help but keep their gaze on you. His eyes will naturally seek you out in a room, even when he's trying to act casual. It's a subconscious attraction that can't be controlled. Next time you're in a group, watch his eyes. If you notice him stealing glances, hold his gaze for just a second longer and see how he reacts. Does he smile, look away shyly, or maybe even keep staring back? That's a clear sign he's drawn to you. His eyes don't lie. 2. He mirrors your movements. Have you ever been talking to a guy and noticed that when you cross your legs, he does too? Or when you take a sip of your drink, he follows suit? It's like he's subconsciously syncing with your every move. This is called mirroring, a powerful, unconscious sign of attraction. When a man is into you, his body naturally adjusts to match yours, creating a sense of connection and closeness. He's not doing this intentionally. It's just his body's way of saying, I want to connect with you. Want to test it? Try shifting your posture slightly, sit up straighter or lean forward, and see if he mimics you. If he does, that's your cue that he's feeling those attraction vibes. 3. His voice gets deeper around you. It's science. When a guy likes you, his voice can change. Men instinctively drop their voice pitch when they're talking to someone they find attractive. The reason? To sound more dominant, masculine, and appealing. This change is subtle, but you'll notice it if you pay attention. Next time you're talking to him, listen closely to how his voice sounds compared to when he speaks to others. Does his tone drop? Does his voice get a little huskier or smoother when addressing you? If you notice it, he's consciously or unconsciously trying to sound more attractive to you. It's a clear signal that he's into you. 4. He finds any excuse to touch you. Physical touch is one of the strongest indicators of attraction, and men know this. If a guy is always finding ways to touch you, even in small, innocent ways, it's a huge sign he's into you. Whether it's a light brush on your arm, a playful tap on the shoulder, or adjusting your jacket, these touches may seem innocent, but they're his way of showing interest. These aren't just accidents, they're intentional signals he's sending. Want to know if he's really into you? Pay attention to whether he touches only you or if he's just generally touchy with everyone. If it's exclusively you, that's a clear indication of his feelings. His body wants to be close to yours, and he's using touch to establish that connection. 5. He leans in close when you speak. When a man is really interested in you, he won't stay distant. He'll lean in when you talk, closing the gap between you and him, even if it means breaking the unspoken rule of personal space. This isn't something he's doing intentionally, it's a subconscious pull toward you. The closer he gets, the more he wants to feel connected to you. So, next time you're having a conversation, notice if he leans in while you're speaking. If you step back, does he subtly follow your movement? That's a dead giveaway that he's magnetized by you and wants to be closer. 6. His pupils dilate when he looks at you. This is one of those fascinating, physiological reactions we can't control. When we see someone we're attracted to, our pupils naturally dilate. This is a biological response that happens whether we want it to or not. So, if you're ever unsure whether he's into you, Pay attention to his eyes. Under the right lighting, his pupils should appear slightly wider when he looks at you, compared to how they look when he's speaking to someone else. If they do, congratulations, he's definitely feeling the attraction. His eyes are literally telling you how he feels. 7. He laughs at even your silliest jokes. You know that moment when you say something totally ridiculous, and even though it's cringy or corny, he laughs at it anyway? That's not just him being polite. When a man likes you, he laughs more at your jokes, even the bad ones. It's a way of showing that he enjoys your company and wants you to feel good about yourself. Even if your joke didn't land, he'll be there to laugh, making sure you know that he's really into what you're saying. Want to test this? Drop a ridiculously cheesy pun or a silly joke and see if he laughs. If he does, that's his subconscious way of saying, I think you're awesome, even when you're being silly. 8. He gets nervous around you. A confident guy suddenly acting nervous around you? That's a pretty strong sign of attraction. If he's fidgeting, adjusting his clothes, touching his face, or stumbling over his words, it means he's putting extra pressure on himself not to mess up. His nerves are showing because he cares about how he's coming across to you. It's totally normal, after all. No one wants to look foolish in front of someone they like. Pay close attention to his body language. If his hands keep moving or he's adjusting his hair or clothing repeatedly, it's a sign he's trying to calm his nerves in front of you. 9. He always finds ways to be near you. If a guy likes you, he'll want to be around you a lot, whether it's choosing to sit next to you when there are other seats available, or always finding himself near you in a crowded room. It's no accident. He's positioning himself to be close to you and get your attention. It's not just chance, it's his way of creating opportunities to interact with you. Next time you're around, notice if he lingers around after a conversation ends. Does he stick around, even when it's time to go? That's a surefire sign that he wants more of your company. 10. He tries to impress you. A man who likes you will always look for ways to impress you, whether it's showing off his achievements, dressing a little sharper, or trying to make you laugh with his wit. He's subconsciously seeking your approval and validation. Pay attention to how he behaves when you're around. Does he try to act a little cooler or talk about his successes in front of you? It's not just a coincidence. He's trying to show you the best version of himself because he wants you to notice him. Want to test it? Compliment something he does well and see if he lights up. If he does, you've made his day. 11. He playfully teases you. Teasing is one of the oldest flirting tactics in the book. If he's playfully poking fun at you, calling you out with a grin, or teasing you about something you've said, he's creating a fun, flirty atmosphere. It's his way of building tension and letting you know that he's comfortable with you. If he singles you out and teases you more than others, that's a clear sign he's interested. Men often use humor and teasing as a way to flirt without making it too obvious. So, if you're getting a lot of playful jabs from him, it's a sign he sees you as more than just a friend. 12. He compliments you in subtle ways. Even if he's a little shy or doesn't want to come on too strong, he'll find ways to compliment you, and it won't always be about your looks. He might praise your laugh, your energy, or the way you talk. It's his way of letting you know that he admires more than just your appearance. He's noticing the little things that make you unique. These subtle compliments are often a big indicator that he's paying attention. Next time you're talking, see if he mentions something you didn't expect. If he compliments the details, he's really tuned into you. 13. He remembers random details about you. Did you mention your favorite coffee order, or tell him about a hobby you love? If he remembers it later, it's a sign he's genuinely interested in you. When a man likes you, he listens carefully and remembers things that matter to you. He's mentally storing details because they make you unique and special to him. So, bring up something you told him in passing, and see if he remembers. If he does, he's mentally taking notes and genuinely wants to connect with you. 14. He acts differently around you. A guy who likes you will act a little different when you're around. Maybe he's more talkative or a little quieter than usual, but his behavior will shift in subtle ways. He might be a little more self-conscious around you, which can lead to him acting more reserved or overly eager. Pay attention to how he behaves with his friends compared to when you're around. If there's a noticeable difference in his energy, it's because you have an effect on him. You're making him feel a certain way, and he's reacting to that. 15. He doesn't want the conversation to end. When a man is into you, he'll find reasons to keep the conversation going. Even when there's nothing left to say, he'll stretch the moment. He might ask follow-up questions, make more small talk, or try to keep texting you long after the conversation should have ended. If he's not ready to say goodbye, It's because he wants to keep the connection alive. Try telling him you have to go and see how he reacts. If he hesitates, asks more questions, or tries to keep talking, you've got him hooked. Final tip: some men might show all these signs and still never make a move due to fear, self-doubt, or not thinking they're good enough for you. If you notice these behaviors, don't wait forever. A little encouragement, a warm smile, or even a playful tease could be all he needs to take the next step. Have you seen these signs in someone before? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories.